Hey, everyone. Just want to do a Talus update video on my injury. I think there's been some comments that have trickled in. I haven't been the best about responding to them over the last 2 years. But I thought doing an update on kind of where I'm at might be helpful for folks who saw the first video, or maybe there's people who are just having the injury now and are starting to look for information. I'm still not sure how much great information there is out there. So quick recap, shattered my talus in 2021. It was really bad, required multiple surgeries, had the risk of avascular necrosis and all that stuff. Thankfully, did not have to deal with that. But I think the first year, so mine happened fall of 2021. 2022 was more or less a wash. I mean, I tried to ski once, and I think I had just finished doing that in the video. And it was cool that I was able to do it, but I probably shouldn't have, because it ultimately, I think, gave me tendonitis and made the recovery longer ultimately. So don't push it and try to do stuff too early. So I would say 2022 is pretty much a wash. I don't think I really could even say that I walked normally necessarily that year. I could walk around eventually without my boot and that type of stuff, but there was just always weakness, pain, and it just never, I was probably limping at least a little bit pretty much all year. But I was doing a ton of rehab and doing everything I could, like exercise-wise, to try and get mobility back and get strength back and all that type of stuff. 2023 was way better. So I skied a full season in 2023, which was honestly, I think, was really good for me, because you're able to, you're in a boot, you can do a lot with the ankle without stressing it out as much as you would be trying to do other activities. So I honestly really enjoyed getting back to skiing, and I couldn't ski 100%. I probably got back to 80% by the end of the season, but I'm a pretty aggressive skier, so that felt really good. And then the spring, summer, fall, which is I guess what we're in right now, 2023, fall was still a little rough, but I was able to start playing basic. So I play a lot of men's league softball. I was able to get back to that and be serviceable all year. By the end of the year, I was running around the bases if I wanted to. Still not 100% trusting it, but if I wanted to leg out a triple or whatever, I could do it. And then as of right now, I would say I'm feeling actually pretty optimistic. I can now run a half mile with no pain. I could probably go further if I wanted to push it and that type of stuff. But right now I can run a half mile pretty much normally with no pain, and I'm going to start doing a lot more running, which I think will help a lot with strengthening and trusting the ankle and all that type of stuff. So that's huge. I honestly didn't know if I was ever going to be able to run again. Truly, not that I'm a huge runner or anything, it wouldn't have ruined my life, but knowing that you can get out and run a couple miles is just a nice thing to do, and it's a good activity. And I honestly was not sure I was ever going to do that again. So the fact that I can run even a half mile right now with no pain is really cool. So do I think it'll ever get back to 100%? I don't know. I mean, there's probably not, based on everything that you can find. Do I think I can get close if I stick with it? Yeah, I do. Stiffness and soreness, especially in the morning, that's something that I don't know how much I'll be able to do about that long term. I mean, maybe eventually you can have some of the surgeries that try and remove scar tissue and loosen it up. I'll probably consider that once I feel like I've gotten as far as I can get. But yeah, I think the swelling is still a problem. It's not nearly as bad as it was even in the summer of this year, but it's, again, this happened fall of 2021. It's now fall of 2023. Still swells every day. Now it's not really to a point where people notice it or it's a big deal, but, and it is going down slowly. So I think hopefully by the spring we'll be more or less free of swelling, which will be great. But I guess the net of it is it's a bad injury. There's no two ways about it. I mean, I actually have broken my other ankle, did tibia fibia, had to do pretty much a complete repair on that when I was 18. I've broken my elbow. I've done a lot of other sports injuries over the years. This one is by far the worst. So, and I think, I mean, I'm 33 now, so I was 31 when it happened. So that definitely doesn't help recovery, being a little older, but yeah, you just got to stick with it. But there's light at the end of the tunnel. So anybody who's like if you're in the first 6 months of this or the first year of this and you're like, oh geez, like, I don't know, this is way worse than I thought it was going to be. It gets better. It gets better. So just stick with it. Do PT. Like, I'm no longer in PT, but I was for a long time. And even if it's just to make sure that you're doing the stretches and you're doing everything you can to get mobility back, I found it really helpful. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Feel free to drop comments if you have any, and I'll try to respond to them, be better about that. But yeah, that's more or less it. The Talus injury is sucks, but hey, we're almost back. So hope everyone's doing well.